So evolution isn't when some organism, like this monkey, naturally transforms into a human. And it's also not when an organism changes in some way when it's in trouble, like a person growing wings after jumping off a building. And evolution is a process that occurs to populations of an organism, and it occurs over millions and millions of years for even small changes. So natural selection is one of the forces that ultimately drives evolution. But what is natural selection exactly? Let's say it's 10,000 years ago and people survive by hunting and gathering, but they also have to worry about, being chased around by wild animals. So in order to survive, these people need to be able to find food, but they also need to be able to escape from predators. Well, let's say that one of the people of these two has a special genetic trait and has slightly longer legs than the other guy. Because his legs are longer and he can run, let's say, 2 times as fast as everyone else. And because of this, he's more likely to survive when a predator like this bear chases him down.
There is no peace without war, love without hate, joy without pain, will without faith. Alchemist state, we destroy before we create. On this road to greatness, we're gonna make many mistakes. It's time to stop getting bait because I got a son now and I gotta fight just to see his face. They need protection from you, not me, because hell and home for them are the same place. So that's a long story. I ain't got time to rhyme about. I'd much rather contemplate. The music me and my brother still recreate all the visual art forms that I make. Analyze how the skills have elevated. This song is a lyrical remake. Sometimes I'm hard and sometimes I am great. I use my mind to make objects levitate.
Legs is more likely to reach an age where he's old enough to find a mate, reproduce, and have children, who would also have this special trait of longer legs because it's genetic. And because he's more likely to have kids than everyone else, over long periods of time, soon more and more of the population will have this special trait. And let's say there's 6 people
on this
and 2 of them have longer legs.
People go to date till we exchange numbers and thus go to chase. I ain't got time to waste, and I understand the dangers of having low expectations. I'm talking to Tanya about Kate, to that beautiful sunshine Tanya. I say thanks. I ain't heard them words in about 8 years or more. Was you to leave with my queen, although we never physically embraced. I thank you for love that I actually got to taste. The stars in your eyes, the sun rises on your face. Now the way Tanya and Elsie dress illustrate the true beauty the inner goddess illuminates. That will be your fate if you ever try to come test me on the microphone. Let me demonstrate that I am a heavyweight. Shout out goes out to my old mentor,
and
George
let's say there's 6 people in the world, and 2 of them have longer legs than everyone else. And let's say that the ones with the longer legs have a 50% chance of surviving and reproducing, while the shorter legged people have only a 25% chance of surviving and reproducing. So that means one of our 2 long-legged people and one of our 4 short-legged people here will reach an age where they can reproduce.
One day, the human race was very much left due to war, famine, and plagues. The virus had outbreak after outbreak. The hospitals couldn't handle the intake. People started dying at a very large rate. Some committed suicide because they can't take the heartbreak. One day a man named Jake and his team created a machine called the Virtual Embrace. Humans would log onto a virtual world they could actually touch, but the problem was everything felt fake. To those who knew, it was really like to touch another human being, but to those who didn't, this machine would thus liberate them. This machine would for us make virtual mates. We'd have virtual sex and go on virtual dates. This went on for generation after generation. This machine got better as technology accelerates. The fake became so good that humans made the idea of physically touching each other or even having to masturbate. See, in my virtual world, I dictate everything that happens more than just an escape. People don't go outside, they hibernate and they die because they don't realize the last time that they ate. Most of us want to die anyway. At least we could die in a place we got to decorate. So how does the human race perpetuate machines make babies we no longer inseminate? And for years moderate their lives and educate the children, then send them out to the brave new world. I make music for the gay, bi, and straight, and those who were beat down by life and even raped. Those who do not want to duplicate the mistakes that they made, so themselves they interrogate. Hanging with the wrong people would intoxicate you to the point that you need something for a medicate. The answers I can't even contemplate, so I fall prostrate to the Lord and state I'm carrying too much weight. Speaking of weight, I need to lose some weight. Hey, yo, boo, can I please impregnate you? I know how to stimulate when I penetrate, but let's forget about sex and just meditate. When the meditation is done, when you reciprocate, falling in love with the wrong person will devastate your life and the lives of others, so I try not to replicate what I've done in the past and chill as the earth rotates. My son is so beautiful that he radiates. It's him and others that I live my life to motivate. Like I said before, this song is a lyrical remake. The first song was whack, so I had to renovate. So as we wait for the bomb to detonate, let's conversate and contemplate. We can win the war if we cooperate. If I use temperance, then we can dominate. The truth that I wrote is to educate so that the king we can extricate. Every move we make, we gotta calculate. Through visual art and music, I communicate. Whether you're a player or you just spectate, you can enjoy life, homie, it's not too late. It's time to appreciate the nouns we accommodate. This will help us to alleviate the pain which seems to assassinate our joy and our dreams in life, leaving us frustrated. Although we're free, we're living like an inmate that was once beat, but in that life are no longer
Who survive will
participants.
each have 4 children, and naturally these children will resemble their parents. So now in our next generation we have 4 people with long legs and 4 with short legs. And you can already see that more of the population has long legs than when we started. But let's take it another generation further. So half of our long-legged people will reproduce, whereas only 1/4 of our short-legged people will reproduce. And this means that by our 3rd generation we'll have 8 long-legged kids and only 4 short-legged ones. We can see that in generation 1, 33% of the population was long-legged. In generation 2, 50% of the population was long-legged. And by generation 3,